This is our week in review. It's December 22nd, 2019, 2 days after my 46th birthday. So address your cards and letters, gifts to American Hammers TV, care of me, Chelmsford, Massachusetts. I'm sure they'll get here. We're well known enough that you don't need an address. Just send them here. It'll be fun. So tonight we got Liam in Fresno. So I'm never going to get it right. We got Sully in Sacramento, finally, and our man Mark down in Philly, who was at the game today, the Eagles Cowboys-Eagles game, which the Eagles won, and Mark is suitably excited and happy about that. And if Gabe gets in the chat room, we'll have to apologize to him because I know he's a big Cowboys guy. But
oh my God, that loser's got to get in here.
Oh, take it easy on him. He's like 16. But he's a good dude. And yes, he's a big Cowboys fan. So we'll see. We'll see if he shows up. Oh, hello. Okay, don't know where that came from. All right, let's get started with our. By the way, Wayne might be joining us, who I think is also an Eagles fan, oddly enough.
There is.
You guys can commune over that, but Wayne might be joining us later. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see if he comes in or not. Tim says, "Where's Wayne?" I don't know. Tim,
celebrating the Eagles win, probably.
If he comes on, he comes on. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We love Wayne. It's up to him. Maybe he celebrated too hard after the Eagles won. I don't know. Anyway, so business stuff. I know you can't get it in time for Christmas now because it's 3 days away, but our scarves, American Hammers TV scarves, listen, these are awesome. They really are. You guys have them?
No, I think I sent mine to the wrong address, to be honest.
Well, I have one
right now.
And it's proper claret and blue. We got our. This is always the reverse on the camera. Got our badge here on the end. These are great. $25 plus a little bit of shipping on our website, AmericanHammersTV.us. So please check it out. Also, ahtv.threadless.com. Any logo you could ever think of. You can even get a West Ham Week in Review framed print for your home, for your living room. Maybe I'll get one and put it up behind me. Except the wall is slanted. That's the only problem. It won't hang because I'm in my attic. But you can get anything. You get shower curtains. You can get, I don't know, probably cigarette lighters, whatever you want. Of course, shirts and everything else. Any logo, supporters group logos, TV, show logos, network logos, whatever. Even actual West Ham logos you can get. So very cool stuff. Please check all that stuff out. I realize Christmas is only a few days away, but you know what? Give it for I don't know. Give it for Martin Luther King Day or something, right? Give it for whatever.
Probably Valentine's Day gift. Yeah, hey, it's a leap year next year. It's a February 29th gift. There you go.
Give it when Leap Year William comes. If you guys ever saw that episode of 30 Rock with Leap Year William, that's a great episode. I guess you probably haven't because I'm getting no response. But give it for Valentine's Day. The lady would love American Hammers TV stuff. I guarantee you. That's what I'm planning to get my wife. There's nothing but American Hammers TV stuff. So prior to her filing papers. But anyway, with all that stuff out of the way, we've had a fantastic week, haven't we? Because we didn't play. We didn't lose. Didn't have anything to worry about. It was a relaxing weekend of watching everybody else struggle, watching Watford win home against Manchester United. Manchester United played the West Ham role in that game, right? Because Watford had not won at home all season. So we should have been the opponent to lose, but instead it was Ole at the wheel who lost that one. So Manchester United playing the part of West Ham tonight or earlier today. And then Southampton got a big win, and they're actually out of the relegation zone now. I think they're 1 point behind us, if I'm not mistaken. And Villa are 4 behind us, sitting back in the first spot in the relegation zone. So we're comfortably safe at this point, 4 points out. But let's start tonight with our buddy Issa Diop, whose shirt I am wearing tonight in honor of the fact that we're going to discuss him, and the fact that this could be an obsolete shirt by the end of next month. Rumor is, of course, that Tottenham want him for Tottenham want to buy him. Mourinho wants to buy him. Gold and Sullivan have supposedly said, again, you can never trust what's in the British press, but they've supposedly said £15 million minimum, which is apparently the going rate for a good defender, right? Because Manchester United, again, paid more than that, I think, for the Maguire, the guy from Leicester. So what do you guys think? Do you sell Issa? Do you sell him for $50 million? Do you sell him for more, for less? Do you keep him? Liam, let's start with you. What do you do?
I mean, I'd say you keep him.
Oh, you know what?
Sorry.
You know what? I'm so sorry. Let me just do one more thing. I'm sorry, Liam. I apologize. I meant to do this, and Tim reminded me, and I totally forgot. And I've been thinking about it all day long, and I totally forgot. We would like to extend our condolences, obviously, to the family and the friends of the great Martin Peters,
Yes.
and all of the West Ham community and all the English football community. The only one of two English players to score in a World Cup final, obviously Jeff Hurst being the other one. Fantastic West Ham legend for many years. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was from Canning Town or someplace local like that. He came up through the academy. I mean, proper East London legend, world champion, Cup Winners' Cup champion with us, and obviously fantastic player. So we're really, really sad to hear of his passing. I know he struggled for a long time with Alzheimer's, and so I think in a way his passing is probably a relief to some extent to his family, but it's still a very sad moment, and we all just want to extend our condolences and our prayers for the people who are close to him. And obviously he'll be remembered forever. Mark Noble said something very nice. Martin Peters wore number 16 for England. Mark Noble wears number 16 for West Ham. He said earlier today, or at some point this weekend, I want to make it my responsibility for everybody who comes into this club to know who Martin Peters was and what he did. So that's Mark Noble being a true West Ham legend as we know he is. So anyway, sorry, Liam. Let's with that out of the way. What's your take on Ista?
No, trust me. Martin Peters is far more important than anything I would have to say. So no, same condolences to his family. No, I think with Issa, I wouldn't. To be honest with you, like I wouldn't sell him. I think that we have grossly underspend when it comes to center backs, when it comes to full backs. And I think to sell one of our, I mean, yeah, maybe he's out of form right now, but
have some dissent.
Come on, Tim. But no, it's, I think there's something to be said about having somebody that is a young defender. Balbuena and Ogbonna are both on in the years. Ogbonna's 30? I think Balbuena's like 27, 28. To have Issa Diop 21, 22, what have you. I mean, I would much rather have a defender that can continue to build and continue to develop the spine of the team that we see with Declan Rice, and then hopefully as we continue to develop Fornals and Allaire, I'd like to see that. But I think that right now the issue is, are we really going to sell what could probably be one of our best defenders to our rival? Do you really, like not just from a business sense, but do you really want to piss off the fan base that much more? I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. You keep him and you tell Tottenham to shove off.
I think, Liam, I think the point you made that is the salient point for me is that it's Tottenham, right? I don't have a problem selling him for £50 million because I think his form has dropped off a little bit, even though I think he has the potential to be a very good player. I wouldn't sell him to Tottenham. I'd sell him to a lot of clubs, but not to Tottenham. What's your take, Mark?
Yeah, I feel the exact same. When I saw that article come in and I read that Mourinho wanted to buy Issa, I just got sick. It made me want to throw up because, the thought, and I'm going to relate this to football because I'm on such a high right now on the Eagles kicking the shit out of the Cowboys right now. If I ever saw
it's tough for Gabe to get here. You got to mention that one. Yeah.
If I ever saw the Eagles trade Dallas, one of our great young players, I would jump off the Ben Franklin Bridge. And I think Diop is a guy, and he hasn't played in weeks, which it doesn't make any sense to me because I see guys like Balbuena who I feel like he's in quicksand. He can't even move his goddamn feet. But so I think that it would be a huge mistake to let a guy like that go. That's where I'm at. If you are going to sell him, just for the love of God, not Tottenham.
Yeah, and I got bad news for you, Gabe. Mark was at the game today. He's a season ticket holder. He's an Eagles fan. He lives in Philly. So, Gabe, I'm afraid, man, it's going to be a rough night for you. But anyway, you should have you know what? You're young. You don't know. You can't trust Jerry Jones ever. Can't trust that man. Anyway, don't want to get too far off on that. Wayne, welcome. Wayne.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late, mate. I was having computer issues.
Yeah, you were trying to survive living in Dallas as an Eagles fan tonight, but
Oh, it's nothing about surviving. It's all about celebrating.
I told
I'm
Mark,
looking forward to work tomorrow.
Mark said they're out like setting businesses on fire in Philadelphia over this game. And I said, they won't do anything in Dallas. They're all sort of fat and lazy. They won't care. They'll just like sit around and be like, whatever.
They'll sit around and cry about it like they always do this time. I can't believe we did that because the Eagles fans are terrible anyway. That's all they ever say. They're full of it.
Don't trust Jerry Jones. He's the devil. He's evil.
He is.
Anyway, so Wayne, we're talking about Issa Diop. We're talking about Mourinho talking about buying him for the price seems to be around £50 million. Is a lot of money, but it's Tottenham. Would you sell him to Tottenham? And how much would you want?
I wouldn't sell Jose Mourinho a jug of my warm piss.
What is that worth? A jug of your warm piss? What does that go?
Trust me. I mean, I don't think it's worth anything. I wouldn't sell him anything. No way. No way at all. Issa Diop obviously hasn't come to fruition this year. He's had a tough year. He was guns a blaring last year. This year, he's still making some decisions out there, and I think he can actually do something. Come up next year, I'd give him. I would not get rid of him. No way at all. Who are we going to replace him with?
Well, I mean, that's a good point. You know what? And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but Sally, I want to get to you. Sorry to put you last year, but you ended up last on the spinner.
It's okay.
What's your take on it?
Yeah, no, I wasn't surprised that it was Mourinho because I'm pretty sure he wanted him while Mourinho was at United as well. But I don't know. I think we've seen the high of Issa Diop and the skill that he has and the talent that he brings to the table, which is why I think his price tag is so high. It is unfortunate that he hasn't played at the same level, but I don't think it's just specifically an Issa thing. There's plenty of players. I mean, Anderson hasn't played the last 2 games, because he's been out of form too, and not just
dope.
Right, what'd you say, Wayne?
Right.
I said Anderson has to stop smoking dope before the games. That's all.
Why?
Yeah. Well, right. Well, yeah. Whatever the case may be, Issa's not the only one who's been out of form this season. So, if he was to get back on track, I'm sure, we would sell him eventually just because, the money sounds nice, but anyone but Tottenham would be preferable.
I mean, that's the way I feel too. This is what we said earlier, what I said earlier, and I think everybody feels the same way. If he were on the market, I do like Issa. I mean, again, I'm wearing his shirt from last season. I think he's still a good young player. We spent a pretty good amount of money on him. I think that his form has dipped tremendously, but I think he's a talented, skilled player who can get that form back. However, for £50 million, I would sell him almost anywhere, just not to Tottenham. Not to Tottenham, not to Chelsea, not to, there are 4 or 5 clubs I wouldn't sell him to, but I would certainly sell him, just not there, because you don't want him to be, you don't want to do the guy who comes back and just tortures you, twice a season, every season, which always happens to us anyway. I just wouldn't sell him to Tottenham. So anyway, yeah. So I think we seem to be, more or less in agreement on that. You know what? I want to jump into. Give me just have a second here. Let's jump into just a couple of Hammers polls. You guys okay to do that?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm fine.
Let me share this, since we're in a week here where we didn't play, and then we don't play until Thursday. We got to try to find some other stuff to talk about. Here we go.
There was a great Hammers poll about what would be your wish for West Ham for the new year.
I saw that one. We'll get to that one. We'll get to that one in a minute. This one is I gotta look at it on the other screen here. So this is a very simple one. Nothing too sophisticated. Next 3 games, you got Palace, Leicester, and Bournemouth. How many acceptable points to keep Pellegrini's job? I'll tell you right now that my answer is number 4. He needs to be out no matter what, and I still feel that way. But what do you guys think? First of all, let's do 2 things here. Your opinion on how many points he needs to get to save his job, all right? What you personally think, but also how many points do you think it will take for Golden Sullivan to keep him? Do you see what I mean? I think he needs to go, but I think if he gets 3 points in these next 3 games, he saves his job again, because that's what they want, is to keep him, not have to pay him off. Anyway, what do you guys think? But let's go. Let's start with down at the bottom this time with Wayne. Go back up.
Okay, so Davies, and I'm saying that because I'm hoping that that's impossible for the stupid old twat. I just don't see. It's not a matter of just winning the games. It's how he wins the games, and how does the team perform, and does he inspire them to perform? And I don't see him as being an inspiring coach unless he can get the full 9 points out of it. As far as what and the board think, I think if he scored 1 point out of those 3 games, they'll be key. I just don't see them getting rid of them. I really don't see them getting rid of him. It's on the cards.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I want him out.
And since you cut out a little bit, I'll recap briefly what you said. 9 points to keep his job. That means win every match, and I'm with you. I think I feel the same way. But I think if they get just 1 point out of these 3 games, they'll probably keep him. I kind of feel the same way too. I don't think they want to sack him. I don't think they want to pay to sack him, and I think they're absolutely lost as to who they bring in after that. Sally, what's your feeling?
Honestly, I think the only number that would really bring up any kind of conversation about him getting the boot would be 0. To get no points, because if we don't pick up any points in the next 3 games, more than likely we're in the bottom 3. I mean, especially being 4, points up now. But I mean, I think you have a good chance against Palace and definitely against Bournemouth now. Callum Wilson is scoring that one for sure, but
right. Yes.
But I mean, they're right now. They're right for the taking. That was our last. Well, besides the Chelsea win, that was the last game that we had picked up points since the injury. Leicester, I don't see us doing anything in that game, but Palace and Bournemouth, I mean, you have 6 points on the table, honestly, out of 9. But if 0 comes up, then I think the conversation really picks up. But other than that, then he's staying. They're not getting rid of him.
Yeah. Mark, what do you have?
Short of winning the fucking league, Pellegrini's out. I swear to God.
But that's your take, though, right? That's what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he does, unless he wins the fucking league, then he's out. If he gets second, he's out for me. I hate this motherfucker.
Tell us how you feel about it, Mark. Don't hold anything back, mate.
He reminds me of good old. He reminds me of Jason Garrett.
Oh, that's harsh.
I'm telling you, I think Wayne is dead on. I think the board wants to keep this guy more than anything. So, unless they get relegated, I can't see them actually booting him. And I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to fly myself out to England, and I'm gonna snap that fucker's neck just so that he can't manage this goddamn team anymore.
What do they say about Philly fans?
We're such nice people. We're
passionate.
Don't believe the rumors about Philly fans. They're gentle souls. Liam, what do you think?
Well, no, it's funny because I'd been on the Pellegrini in train for a while now, because it was, very much like, you need to back the badge, you need to back the manager. But for me, the tables turned during the Arsenal game. So over the last episode that Tex and I did for American Hammers Radio, that was kind of my flip, because that was obviously it was before the Southampton game, but seeing that turn where it went from 45 minutes of just domination, definitely looked like that game was ours for the taking, to then turn around and completely gift those 3 points to Arsenal. I mean, for a team that was on such a bad slide to do that was just shocking. And to me, it was very much, it didn't really matter what else was going to be done from this point on. Whether the dressing room still supports him or not, I think us as fans deserve better. And I don't think that Pellegrini is bringing this. So I honestly kind of think that he's just being given the time to finish out the year.
Yeah.
And I think that regardless of what had happened at Southampton, the board knew they needed to make a change. So I think whether he gets 0 points or pulls all 9, I still think that he needs. I think that he probably will go. So they can give somebody else, whether it's a caretaker manager. God forbid it's Harry Redknapp. But if it's a caretaker manager or, come on, Wayne. You gotta show love. You gotta show love for Billy Bonds, man. No, unless Billy.
I'll show plenty of love for Billy Bonds, but I tell you what, Harry Redknapp would keep us up.
Harry Redknapp is older than my grandfather, and he's fucking dead. So
I'm older than your grandfather, probably. It don't make a blind bit of difference. The age makes no difference at all. The guy we got there right now is older than your grandfather's bloody grandfather.
You gotta be shitting me. Age doesn't make a difference. Pellegrini, the game has passed him by. We see that fucking week in and week out. You can't tell me age doesn't make a difference.
Look at what Redknapp
That's why
has
we
done.
don't have players that are in
Redknapp
their 40s
knows-
still playing striker.
Listen,
there's no way.
No way at all. Listen, the one thing about bringing Redknapp in is he would energize the players to do something. I mean, when he was last managing West Ham, he would have the foreigners play against the English lads. That's the sort of person that Redknapp is. He's going to get them ripping each other apart and fighting for a position in that team. So
Wayne,
I'd rather have him
that's
than bloody
very-
David Moyes or stupid Houghton.
No, for sure. No, but that's what I'm saying is like we haven't gotten another option.
Well, we're
that
talking
is viable.
caretaker manager.
Yeah, well, okay. That's fair. I mean,
We're talking caretaker manager. Would I keep him beyond a caretaker manager? No bloody way. No way at all. But as a caretaker manager, anything to get that stupid Methuselah old Wurzel Gummidge fuck out of there. Definitely, yes.
Right, but that's where my issue is though. Is like, say we replace him, say you put Redknapp in, and we barely survive relegation. Is it any better than what we're sitting on right now? If we're gonna bring,
It is, because if we keep Pellegrini, we're not going to survive a relegation. We're going to go down.
it's gonna be similar to what we had last year.
And I hope I'm wrong.
Floating around the middle and doing.
I
nothing.
hope I'm wrong.
I
hope I'm wrong because I don't see us getting rid of him.
And I don't know, man. I don't think there any of the options that have been floated in front of us. I don't think that any of them are really. I don't think it's anything to get the fan base excited.
Yeah, I agree.
And Harry Redknapp, I understand his devotion to the club, and I will never fault him his devotion for the club. But just like with Pellegrini, I just think the game has passed him by. And just a caretaker that's just enough to keep us up, to me, is not good enough.
I don't think Harry Redknapp has any devotion to the club. I'm sorry, I don't. I know he was West Ham as a player and a manager, but Harry Redknapp's only out for himself at all times.
Agreed.
And actually, that's okay. I don't really mind that. I mean, that's kind of the way people should be if they want to succeed. But I don't think he loves West Ham any more than he loves anybody else. He managed Spurs. He managed Portsmouth. He managed the friggin' Jordanian national team. He just goes where there's a paycheck. He went on TV and did that I'm a celebrity, get me out of here thing, and he won. He won, evidently. So
he's a winner. The man's a bloody winner.
Harry Redknapp makes sense for Harry Redknapp to go. Let me tell you something, though.
Let's face it, the Premier League is a bloody jungle. And he could win it.
Yeah. Well, I got a question. Do you guys think relegation kind of hinges on Fabianski's health?
Does anybody else want to jump in on that? Because that's a good question.
Yes, I do. I really do. I'll jump straight in there and say yes. It definitely bloody does. If what we've been playing and the way we've been playing for the past month and a half has got anything to go by, sure as fucking right, it depends on Fabianski's health. So, because I mean, we would not be in the situation we were at if we'd had Fabianski instead of that tatted twat in goal.
Yeah.
Well,
and I love Martin. Don't get me wrong. I love Martin. He's got a great heart, and he's a West Ham lad, and he's been brought up around the team. But come on, let's be honest. He's a wonderful lad, but he doesn't have the talent that you need to survive as a Premier League team.
He's competent.
2 clean sheets.
Yeah.
Competent. He's adequate. He's kept 2 clean sheets in 4 matches. I mean, he is. And you can't really the Arsenal match. You can't really fault him for that. That was Masuaku who had a terrible game, and the whole team just collapsed.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm not blaming him for anything.
Yeah, no, but but he's competent and he's adequate, but he's not great. I do think, Sully, that if Fabianski is out again long term, we're in big trouble in terms of relegation. I do. I do. I
think that's putting it lightly, Lee. I think we're in deep shit.
Yeah.
You don't know why I say that? Because I think we're in trouble right now. I mean, I think I think even when Fabianski comes back, and he's supposed to be back for Palace potentially, I think we're still in trouble if we don't beat Palace. We could, we can't be in the relegation zone that quickly because we're 4 points up. But still, this is a relegation battle again. The 5th in 10 years under this ownership. By the way.
Well, and we can't paper over the cracks of last season. I mean, the stats were Fabianski faced more shots, had more saves than any keeper in the Premier League. Everybody touted that as, look at how amazing he is. What we should have been thinking is, look how shitty our backline is, that they're allowing that many shots on goal. All Roberto did, I mean, God forbid, the dude basically was playing with no hands. It was when the one time he had hands, he punched into our own net. But that to me, that is the biggest issue. I mean, Tim's saying if Fabianski's not a savior, and I agree that, I mean, he is a screen door on a submarine.
He kind of was last year, though. I mean, if you think about it, he was a little bit of a savior last season. And listen, I know Tim's not a huge Fabianski fan, and I do think I think he's a little bit overrated, only because, as you said, Liam, the numbers make him look good when in fact they really show that our defense is leaky. Yeah. But he kind of did, like, I don't know, do some saving, if that makes sense.
I don't think he's overrated. Any goalie that can save a goal with his face is not overrated.
I think if Fabianski was healthy, this would, and it's crazy to say because like you're like, oh, he's just a goalkeeper. I truly believe that this season would be very different. But Fabianski being absent has just highlighted what Liam just brought up, how absolute shit our back line is.
Yeah. Which is crazy because, I mean, it was supposed to be one of the strengths of the club, one of the strengths of the team. You know, Diop, we spent a lot of money on Diop. Balbuena was this like great find from South America. Ogbonna's actually, to me, played some of the best football of his career.
Ogbonna is hammer of the year right now for me.
All year, he's been the best player.
I think the problem is the fullbacks. I think the problem is Cresswell / Masuaku and then Fredericks with nobody to back him up, really. We just get shredded coming down the wing, and we're very narrow in defense. You know, we let a lot of crosses in, and it ends up with a lot of giving up a lot of shots. Excuse me. But yeah, I do. I think if Fabianski is not healthy, or if he comes back, gets injured again, I think we're in massive trouble. And I think even if he does come back permanently, we're probably still in massive trouble because I don't trust our manager. All right, let's go back. I wanted to clear the screen a little bit so we could see each other. Let's go back to the to this Hammers poll here. This is the one you mentioned earlier. Let me see. Let me get it up here. Hang on. So, talk amongst yourselves. All right, there we go. So this is a good one. I like this one. New Year wish. We got 4 choices. If you can't read them, here they are. Number 1, improved results to respectability in the league. So, you know, mid-table finish, let's say. Number 2, a real go at the FA Cup. Number 3, a new manager. Or number 4, shift the disappointing players and sign some better players, which probably means getting rid of like 9 players.
Does it have to be one of these 4? You have to pick one of these 4?
No, not for our purposes. You don't. If you want to pick something else, go for it. Who said that? I couldn't tell.
Mark.
Yeah. Okay, Mark. Why don't you start? If you have something else in mind, why don't you start?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to pick all of them. That was my thing.
Greedy fucker.
I want to get rid of half the goddamn team. I want Pellegrini to, you know, choke on something, and I want this team to stop upsetting me every Saturday. You know.
Oh, Mark.
You know, I watched.
Do you believe in Santa Claus, Mark?
You have so much to learn if you want that. Oh, I've been around long enough to know that's not.
And the Easter Bunny.
I watched Friday Night Lights. Two nights ago.
Is that Friday?
And yeah, what's today? Sunday? Oh yeah, because Eagles beat the Cowboys, and now it's on today. So,
hey, you know what? We're gonna drink every time Mark or Wayne mentions the Eagles tonight.
Oh, so, everyone's getting blacked out.
So get plastered, everybody. There you go. Go ahead. Whoops. Did I hit the right one? Yes, I did. Oh, look at Kroll's. That's awesome. I didn't know I was gonna do that. All right. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now. Yeah, let me try it. Shit, I totally lost my. Oh yeah. So what I want for the new year? I mean, this team needs a complete overhaul in the culture. That's what needs to happen. And you know, and I don't mean that to be like a dig at like Mark Noble or anything like that, because he's not the issue.
No, I agree.
But it's It's just something with this team, and I don't know what the fuck it is, but
No,
it is.
You know what it is? It's the owners. It's the owners. They're cheap. They make terrible decisions. They go for managers who are past, who have big names, who are no longer capable of leading a club. It's the owners. It all starts at the top, I think.
Then that's what I want in the new year. I want everyone in West Ham except for Mark Noble to get the fuck out. That's what I want.
That's fair. Sally, what do you pick one of these four, or are you like Mark? You want all of them, or none of them, or something else? What's your
Well, I guess one thing, kind of a little side note to this. One Christmas present that the team kind of already got is the fact that Isla gets to be home for Christmas.
Yes,
that's pretty great.
That's
Saw that on Twitter.
Wonderful.
But as far as this question is concerned, I do take all of it. I mean, the one thing that I think is kind of fresh is the FA Cup, because we haven't started that yet, and that's still honestly up for grabs. It'd be nice to have a run at that. We'll see what happens. I think the benefit of the FA Cup is the fact that it will force Pellegrini to play some youngsters. Because I think you look at when Diangana came up and started getting first team play, he got a double in the FA Cup, either that or the Caribou, either way. Played in the Cup, did well, started, for the first team. And I think it's kind of absurd at this point that Holland hasn't had, at least 20 minutes a game, 15, 20 minutes a game. So I guess if I were to add another one, it'd just be, trust in the youth. I mean, kind of all the answers are kind of already been said, the board, all that stuff. Yeah, a bunch needs to change, but I think, it wouldn't hurt if we started trusting, if they're Academy of Football, we'll bring them some academy players who, are West Ham and see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's always what we want, right? Sometimes they're able to step in like Declan, and sometimes they're not. Wayne, what's your West Ham wish? One of these, or something else, or all of them?
A bit of a combination. First of all, I want to win the FA Cup. That's what I want. I want a damn good run at the FA Cup, and I want to win it. After that, good question. I want Ayedi to fuck off back to wherever he came from, because he's useless. I want them to recall Jordan Hugill so he can prove that he is the top-notch striker that the Premier League has been calling out for donkey's years. He's going to be that. And then I want to be able to kick my alcoholism.
No!
You better go support another.
Because I'm obviously drinking too much to want even one of those.
You better go support another club if you don't want to be an alcoholic. You're in the wrong place. How about you, Liam? What's your thought?
So we did a Christmas wish list on episode 20 of American Hammers Radio, and we said that every Hammers wish list is the board out, Pellegrini out, and we want the London Stadium torn down and the proceeds to rebuild the Boleyn at Upton Park so we can move back to where we fucking belong. Obviously, none of that shit's gonna happen. So I think for me, like I like where Wayne's head's at, where his heart's at with the FA Cup. I would definitely like to pad the trophy room a little bit with that cup. I think that's, to me, when I think of West Ham, I think the FA Cup is ours. Like, that's the way that I look at it. So I'd love to have us have a not just a deep run. I'd like to see us win it, like the full on way. Mark, like I get what you're saying with, tear it down, start from scratch, but I think you need to do that with a manager first. I think the manager's got a new manager has to come in and allow him to sell on certain players, bring up other players to the academy and really develop. Because essentially this is what we did, right? When Pellegrini came in, he, made some purchases, shuffled on some players, and this was supposed to be the rebuilding last year. And then we were supposed to kick on this year to really show the results, which have not happened. So I don't trust this board or this manager to make the proper changes to catapult this team to the next level. So I think that we do need maybe somebody with a younger mind, younger experience, somebody that's going to bring that energy, to bring that passion back into the team, so that we do have a team full of Mark Nobles, everybody that has that fight, that grit. When you see Snodgrass running until his legs fall off, right? Those are the kind of guys I want in this team, because I can stand behind a team that doesn't win week in and week out as long as they fucking fight week in and week out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most West Ham fans feel that way. I think they have for many years, and I think we all feel that way too. I think it's just a matter of we need youthful energy from our manager, and that's why my thought is, okay, fine, bring in David Moyes, but only until the end of the season, right? Caretaker manager, keep us up, until the end of the season. If you ask me this question on the Hammers poll, my answer is absolutely an FA Cup run, without a doubt, without any question. We just need a trophy. We need a trophy, and Mark Noble needs to hold up a trophy so that we can have the Mark Noble stand at the Olympic Stadium. 15 or 20 years from now, we can bring him back, and he can be a proper legend, which I think he deserves to be. We need that. Let me ask you this. Let's piggyback off this a little bit. And this is the classic question everybody asks who's not a fan of the top.
Can I just interject before you go into this, Lee?
Of course. Go ahead.
I would be unkind to my partner in crime at the West Ham is Why We Drink podcast, Adam, if I didn't mention this, because Adam always said that Sanchez was, like, from what Pellegrini said, is he was the perfect fit. And I think the one thing that we need to make this a big wish, is we need to figure out some way of getting Sanchez's dick out of Pellegrini's ass, because he's not a perfect fit. Okay. Because he obviously keeps dragging him to the stadium every freaking game, and get this guy away from West Ham totally. That's what I want. I want this absolute misfortunate piece of crap away from our stadium. Give him a new guitar. Go set him up in a some cover band somewhere, and let him play to his heart's desire with a guitar, not with a football.
Well, it's definitely not a family show.
No, definitely not.
Who does know that? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you.
My podcast is a family show, which is why I have so much fun when I come in here, because I can say fuck, shit, cunt, whatever I want.
My mom just turned off the.
Sorry, Lee's mom.
No, I don't think she watches anyway. There's just no way she watches anyway. But it's a good point about Sanchez. That's another issue. I mean, let's think about it. You guys can help me with this. I mean, who have Pellegrini and Husilios brought in? I mean, who are the players they brought in? Because I think they brought in a lot of garbage players, haven't they? I mean, am I correct? This is one of the problems I have with him, is we're not signing great players. We're signing like Sanchez and Ayeti and, I don't know, guys who just aren't good enough.
Roy Perez, we should have kept bloody Perez.
Well, yeah, because now he scores every match, right? Yeah, he goes back to Spain and he scores every game. He scored against Barcelona the other day.
And every time he went on for us, he scored for us.
Every time he went on for us, he scored for us. No, we should have kept him. And yes, Tim, we should have kept James Tompkins, but that wasn't Pellegrini. That was Bilic, as we all know.
Yeah, no, he'll score against us on freaking Saturday.
Who,
Monday, rather.
Oh yeah, well, there's no question about that. Yeah, I mean that's
Just score the first one and Chiari score the second. But we'll come back and win 3-2.
Right?
I've been drinking. All right, so let me ask you this. This is the classic question everybody asks if you're not a fan of a club that wins anything. And it's totally hypothetical, but it's kind of fun. Would you take an FA Cup and relegation in the same season, like what Wigan did a few years ago when they beat Manchester City in the final and they were relegated? They never come back, right? But they got the trophy. They got the FA Cup. Would you take relegation and FA Cup in the same season? Well, Selly, what do you think?
Dang. Well, that is the question. I don't know, honestly. One really selfish reason is because I wouldn't have an easy time finding ways to watch the team.
That's true. We wouldn't. Nobody here would. Yeah, it's a good point.
But I don't know. I feel like that's still in your soul a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Liam said, it'd be nice to add stuff to the trophy room, but I mean, it would be, the trophy in the room, honestly. Man, I don't know. I don't think I could, because I think we would come back up like the next year, but I don't know if I would want to.
No guarantee. I mean,
no. I mean, I think it would shake up things a lot, and I think I said this last week or the last time I was on. But if we did get relegated, it would only the people who actually cared about the team would show up, to the London Stadium. I think, with the exception of your Millwall matches, but if they stay up too, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I'm probably in the minority for that, but I wouldn't do it.
Well, it would be a financial disaster too, and you have to think about that. Wayne, you're an old school guy. You've been around a long time. Would you do it? Would you make
No,
would you make the deal with the devil?
No,
Really?
no, because we can't guarantee that we've got a Kevin Nolan or a Vazte in the wings somewhere that's going to bring us back up. No,
Yeah, I do miss.
I don't see this team being the team that could fight, have grit, other than maybe Antonio and Mark Noble, having that grit that it takes to bring the team back up. And I have no confidence in this board to be able to authorize the purchase of players that would get us back up.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. I do.
Same with the manager, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, what do you think? Would you do it?
I have always been a huge proponent of taking the championships when you get them. I think I said that the very first time that I was on this show that I'd rather have an FA Cup than I think it was like a top 5 finish or something. Getting out of the Prem, dude. I think I'm gonna say I'll take the cup because I want to be different than everyone else. So give me trophies, all the trophies, just like the Eagles just won tonight. Give me all the trophies.
Oh, man.
There you go. Just
Suck
like
it, Dallas.
I'm sorry. Which trophy exactly did they win tonight? NFC East. I guess the NFC East championship, right? Probably.
No, that's next week.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
next
We're
week.
gonna lose to the Giants next week, and it's gonna be fucking hysterical. I can't wait.
Washington, which will happen. Yeah. So Liam, what's your take? FA Cup relegation deal with the devil? Yes or no?
No, I mean, I'd rather stay up. I mean, if you're of the mindset of blow it up, tear it down, start from scratch, then yeah, you take the cup. You know, you get relegated. There's no way Pellegrini stays. He's not going to try to coach or manage a championship team. So he's the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So we can bring in whatever caretaker, whoever wants to try to, Moyes.
Scott Parker.
Scott
Yes,
Parker.
there you go. Or fuck, man, we could bring in DiCanio, right? We could
No.
any player turned manager. We'll fucking pull them all in. So,
No, not DiCanio. No.
No, I mean I think we need to stay in the Premier League, and I mean the cup. That's that fortune that's always hiding. If we don't get it this year, I'd rather be in the top flight, have the money to spend, be able to bring in the players, attract the players that we need to attract in order to build the squad that we want, and then get the cup next year or the year following. I mean, it's to me, that's the it's great to have the silverware. It's more important to be in the top flight, to be in the Premier League. And just to touch on the thing we were talking about before, players that have been brought in underneath Pellegrini and Husilios.
Yep.
Fabianski, David Martin, Roberto, Issa Diop, Fabian Balbuena, Giancarlo Cardosa, who hasn't.
Who the fuck is he?
Exactly.
Doesn't he run the heroin cartel down in Colombia these days?
No, I think they put him in the concession stands.
Oh, that's right. Churros.
Right, Ryan Fredericks.
Garris this year.
Carlos Sanchez, Jack Wilshere, Samir Nasri, Pablo Fornals, Felipe Anderson, Andrei Yarmolenko, Xande Silva, Lucas Perez,
Bingo!
Sebastian Hilaire, Albion Najeti. So really, you look at that and you go, what the fuck have they brought us?
It's a mixed bag. I mean, Balbuena's kind of a find. He was cheap.
Right.
Anderson's talented when he feels like playing.
Lewis had that really bad injury or illness too, so we haven't really seen what he could do at all.
Yeah, Fornals may turn into a player. He's starting to get better. There's a few of them in there that are, okay, but
Yeah.
the mixed bag.
Look, it's not a complete bust, but it also doesn't thrill me. So, I mean, you think about it with those players, if you get relegated, who are we going to lose, right? We're going to lose Diop. We're going to lose Rice. We're going to lose
everybody.
Fornals, Anderson, Allaire, probably Antonio. It's literally going to be academy players and Mark Noble trying to get us back up.
We'd be the richest team in the championship that wouldn't spend money, which is hilarious to think of.
No.
Because you think about that, think of all the players that you just said, right? And think of all the money that would go with them. Granted, they're probably at a discount now that we would be at the championship and we just can't hold on to them. But at the same time, I mean, what you probably spoke of maybe £100 million plus right there, but what would we spend it on? Will we spend that on a manager that had that desire, or we spend on players that would want to promote us?
Salaries for the board.
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Brady's hair and makeup, probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
the other point is, and you make a good point. The other point is you got to find players who will play in the championship, right? And you may have to spend, but you got to spend it on players who will come play for a championship club. Which is, I mean, a lot of them just won't do that. They're gonna go to a Premier League club, even if it's Villa or Southampton or somebody who stays up, stays up by a hair. That's still a much, there's a lot more money and exposure in the Premier League. But you know what? I am going to go with Mark on this one, and I'm going to go against the grain. I would absolutely take a trophy. I'm sorry, I would absolutely take a trophy.
Boo this man.
All
Boo
the
this man.
other points everybody made are great points, and rationally, it makes sense to stay up, right? The TV money, retaining the players, everything about it makes sense. But I just want to see Mark Noble lift a trophy. So would I sell my soul? Would I sell my soul to relegation for the FA Cup? Absolutely. Yes, I would.
You lifted a trophy already. You lifted the championship trophy.
Yes, I know, the third place trophy. I know. Which is huge. Remember the size of that thing? It was gigantic.
It's massive.
There you go. That'll be the statue of Noble holding the
championship trophy.
Third place.
You guys think?
Division.
Yeah.
And
You
a
guys
baby
think
champ in the other hand.
Right.
Do you guys think the board would actually be out if we got relegated? Like, do you think that would be
the board's
the
never out.
No way.
Let's be realistic. The board's never going to be out. Gold and Sullivan are not going to sell this thing unless they can make a fortune out of us. And nobody's going to buy us right now because they're going to buy. If anybody comes in to buy a team, they're going to buy a championship team. We've got what we've got. We might as well stop whining about it because they're stuck. We can hate them all we want, but we're stuck with them.
The board will never be out, just the same way that Jerry Jones will never be out.
Yeah.
And he'll never win another Super Bowl.
Go Birds!
It's true. He'll pass Jerry.
A G L E S Eagles.
What the fuck
Jerry-
kind of E was that?
Jerry
Right.
will pass the team on to his son. We know that. He's already running a lot of it anyway. And Sullivan's going to pass the team on to Jack. And I don't know if David Gold's family situation is, but the young Sullivan will run the club. It's pretty clear that's what they want. We're not going to get rid of them. We're going to have to live with them. But yeah, no, I understand what you guys are saying, but I would take a trophy, man. I would just take a trophy. I would just.
Of Jack Sullivan. Can we also talk about how attractive the women's West Ham United soccer team is?
Listen, I mean, yes, but
Wildly attractive.
no. Listen. Here's how I feel about that personally. I
They're
love
better than us too.
the women's team. I like to watch the women's team. I have a lot of respect for them. I would like to treat them as footballers rather than like sex symbols.
Whoa, what? I didn't mention that. You mentioned that. I didn't say that. I just said they were attractive. They were attractive.
I was going to say, but are they attractive? Yes, absolutely. They're beautiful. They are. Many of them are. Yes, they are. I just want.
I wish them all the best of luck, but I couldn't watch one of those boring ass games to save my life.
Oh, get out of here! I could watch it.
Not
Sure.
into the women's game, Wayne? No?
I'm bored with it.
Yeah, you watch the men's team, but you find the women's team boring. I mean, come on.
I do.
And they're competitive. They have spirit. They have passion. They have something.
My daughter's competitive at 8-year-old ballet.
Well, I don't. I mean, but do you watch ballet? I don't think that's a good.
I watch when my daughter's in it. If she was playing for the West End women's team, I'd watch it. I'm an old fart. I'm sorry. I wish them the very best of luck, but it's not for me.
All right, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's fine. I mean, you're a sexist old bastard, but that's no. I'm only,
A bold, get it rightly. A bold, fat, sexist old bastard.
no, I'm only joking. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It doesn't.
Well, plus side, you're an Eagles fan, so you're a winner.
Exactly. When was the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl?
We're trying to kill everybody in the chat room tonight. Obviously, maybe alcohol poisoning. Gabe is not even old enough to drink, so I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how he's handling all this, but anyway, remember not being old enough to drink? That was a really long time ago. Anyway, my banner didn't stop running. It's still going.
Drink.
You can drink a lot.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Yes, there are a lot of attractive women on the team. I think there's nothing wrong with saying that. And I do like them. And Wayne, if you don't, that's totally your deal. I don't.
I wish them the best of luck. I really do.
I know you do. No, it's fine. It's fine. I like watching them personally. I do, and I like I like women's football. I used to watch it live in Boston. I used to actually cover it as sort of quasi journalist for Bleacher Report years ago when we had a team in Boston. So I like it. I like the players too. They're very humble. They don't get paid a lot of money. They play because they love the game. You know, you can go up and talk to them afterwards. Very receptive. They love the fact that you're there to talk to them and cover their games. So it's a different atmosphere. But
It's like college ball where people still play with heart as opposed to just for the paycheck. So
right,
Yeah.
it's like
I
not
dig
just
that.
college ball, but like Division III college ball.
I've honestly never watched like a single minute of the women's West Ham matches. What happened was I was scrolling through Twitter and there was like a retweet, and I saw it was like these 3 girls in a picture together. I was like, who the fuck are these girls?
And why do they have clothes on?
And I showed it to my friends, and I was just like, yo, you are not going to believe how hot the West Ham women's team is.
They are. It's true. No, you're right. You're right. There's
Bring back the Hammerettes.
no, they're way hotter than the Hammerettes were. There's no reason not to say it. They are.
Hammerettes were slutty. I liked them.
But I respect these footballers. I do. That's all I'm saying. I don't want anybody Me Too'ing me about this. All right, you Me Too Wayne. Wayne too, not me.
Oh, go for it. I'm
Hashtag
already getting the emails that people keep signing me up for gay newsletters because we did the stupid Chelsea Rim Boys chant on our podcast. every week last week it was Gay UK, so that was a fun one. This week it was Slayer Gayer. Be gayer or be a slayer. I'm waiting for the next one to come through. So yeah, so bring it on, people.
Rip boys don't have to be gay. I mean, like a lot of them are, but they don't have to be. People misunderstand what that actually means. I think personally, but yeah, I would read gay newsletters. That wouldn't bother me. I mean, you know, probably I wouldn't want it to be too just visually descriptive, but other than that, you know, it wouldn't bother me. All right, so Wayne is gay. That much we know.
I'm just very, very happy. I'm very happy.
He hates women and he's gay, so that's fine. So we're going to move on to our next topic, which is you know what, we got maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes left. Why don't we do some Palace predictions? We've got Christmas coming up, and then the much more important day, which is the next day, which is Boxing Day in Palace. So let's assume, let's hope that we'll have either Martin or Fabianski in goal. It won't be Roberto. And you know, so let's talk about what it's going to look like. Are we going to have 2 up front? Okay, let's answer these 3 questions while we're doing this. Are we going to have 2 up front? Who's going to be in goal? And what's your final score? And Liam, we'll start with you.
I think it'll be Fabianski in goal, even if we have to like Scott Sterling Fabianski and just prop him up on a chair and he blocks the ball with his face. Scott Sterling. I'm fine with that. That'll be okay with me.
Remember when there was many years ago? I'm sorry to interrupt, but this reminds me of when Byron Leftwich, who played for the Steelers some years ago, when he was at Marshall, he was quarterback at Marshall University, and he had a game where he had a very severely injured leg, and he would drop back and pass, and then his 2 offensive linemen would pick him up and carry him to the line of scrimmage for the next play because he basically couldn't run, but they wanted him in the game. That's what they're going to do with Fabianski, right? They got to at least like tie him up out there or something, so that he's like, you know, he's blocking the goal. Yeah,
they'll put him up on crutches or a chair or like a scarecrow. They'll put a pole up his back. It'll be fine. No, I think we play with 2 up top. I think Pellegrini learned his lesson that, you know, Hilaire is ineffective as a lone striker, and then he needs somebody to be paired with him, especially somebody like Antonio that'll fight. I think from my estimation, I think that this game is going to be really cagey, because if you look at Palace's last several results, it was all like 2-1, 1-1, 2-0. Like I don't think they've scored more than 2 goals for like majority of this season. If anything, I think from the start of the season, I don't think they've ever put more than 2 goals in the back of the net. So I don't particularly expect them to be applying a whole lot of pressure, but by the same token, it's, you know, we can be very leaky in the back depending on, you know, how organized or whether or not Masuaku is trying to play left back and whether or not we've got Zaba falling asleep on the right. So I'm hoping for a 2-1 win, especially since Palace did that to us at our ground. I'd love to throw that back in their face. So here's hoping for the Hammers.
All right. I like your attitude. I like your optimism. Sally, what do you think?
Yeah, I would like to see Fabianski in goal if he's healthy. If not, I don't have any issues with Martin being back there. If for whatever reason they're both still hurt, then I think you might have to turn to a Yang, because nobody wants to see Roberto in goal.
Yeah.
If Roberto's in goal, I'm probably not going to watch. I'll just be honest.
No,
but,
I don't.
and not just that too. I think it would be nice to see two up top. I think you have to. The way that they played against, what was it, Southampton. So obviously Hilaire and Antonio. Who else? What? I guess score-wise, I don't know. I kind of feel like a 1-1 draw is kind of it, but I guess if that's taking the easy way out. So say 2-1, maybe with. I wouldn't say Tompkins is scoring, but probably Zaha because he's going to blow by somebody and just get a ridiculous goal. So, yeah.
Well, that's the way it always works. Mark, on your high in Philly, what do you think? You going to be high on Thursday too?
We play the Eagles on Thursday. Funny enough, Crystal Palace.
That's right. Forgot about that. Didn't think about that.
First of all, West Ham is going to take on the form of the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're going to absolutely slaughter Palace. So that's going to happen. That's number one. Number two, if Fabianski can't play, that's devastating. If David Martin is in there, that's fine. If Roberto goes anywhere near that fucking pitch, I swear to God, I will slit my wrists vertically.
Don't kill yourself. Kill somebody else.
That will be fucking sickening. I can't even imagine this guy being allowed to play in the Prem after the performance that he's put on this season. It's been so dreadfully pathetic. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's where I'm at. West Ham wins. Hopefully Fabianski can play. Fingers crossed. Need him back desperately. Roberto, it might as well, pack his bags up and go pick up, like a men's league somewhere. And
what do you? I know it's ridiculous to do this before we even have starting 11s and all that. But what do you think the score is? Lots of goals, few goals.
4. Yeah, hopefully, I really hope that they play 2 up top. I would like to see Haller play with Yeti a little bit more. I'm going to go West Ham wins 2-0.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Clean sheet then. Okay. Wayne, what do you think?
Wayne, your mic's muted, my friend.
Oh, Wayne.
Yeah,
Can you hear you?
Muted, Wayno.
Oh, is he?
Making Eagles fans look like a bunch of dumbasses.
Wait, I can't get down there. Wait, can he unmute it? I can't get down there to do it because this stupid.
I'm unmuted, mate. I'm just playing with you. I'm fucking with you. Don't worry, Lee.
Oh, you are a cut up, Wayne. You are an absolute.
No, I think West Ham's going to win 2-1. I don't give a shit who's in goal. I still think we're going to win 2-1.
Oh, I forgot about this. Wait a minute. No Fredericks, so we might have Zaba at right back. So
okay, so I think West Ham's going to lose 3-0.
Yeah,
bring in Ben Johnson. He was fit for the U8.
I know. I still think we're going to win 2-1. I would love to think that we're going to go 2 up top. I get the feeling that now that we got Pellegrini out of the danger zone, so to speak. He's going to go back to his stupid, boring, I know what's best ways and play 1 up top for probably about the first 60, 70 minutes, and then he'll panic at the end and throw somebody in as a second striker, and it will be too bloody late. But I'm hoping it's going to be 2-1. So, and I also predict the most important prediction of the day is that no matter what the score is, I shall be not driving and drinking lots of whiskey.
Boy.
As one does. As
you have to. I would say we're going to get Martin in goal because I don't think his injury is supposed to be not that bad. I don't think anyone wants to rush Fabianski back, and nobody should. I do think Pellegrini will play 2 up top because it worked against Southampton, and he's desperate to keep his job. Although, why should he be? He gets paid if he stays. He gets paid if he leaves, and maybe he doesn't care. But I do think he'll play 2 up front. And I think I feel a draw. I do. I'm sorry to say it, but I feel like a 2-2, like a relatively high scoring sort of, cagey, as you said, Liam, but also some defensive errors. And I worry with us if we have Zabaleta out there. Oh, just going to be a nightmare with Zaha coming at him all day long. We're going to need exceptional play from our center backs, and we're going to need to score a couple of goals. I feel like a draw here. Like a 2-2 draw, which again just muddies things even more.
Fill me in. Why is Zabaleta gonna be playing?
Frederick's on a 5th yellow card.
Yeah,
so
Frederick's.
Yeah.
He's carded out.
Yeah, because of yellow card accumulation, so he's got to miss this match. So.
I mean,
yeah, did anybody get an update on Martin? Because didn't he injure the same exact muscle that Fabianski did? Didn't he incur the same injury? So wouldn't it be a similar recovery
It
time?
looked like it, but I don't know if there's been anything that's come out to say.
Updates on either.
he did. I saw on Twitter, and again, it's Twitter, but that's more reliable than the actual British press, so keep that in mind. I saw on Twitter that the injury wasn't that bad and that he's expected to be able to play. Again, does that mean anything? No, but it's encouraging to at least read that from somebody. That's about all I know.
Why the fuck is Zabaleta the next man up? That makes no fucking sense to me.
Well, again, you go back to our owners, right? I mean, they don't.
Yeah.
Somebody did a big spreadsheet on this, how we've spent money in the last 10 years, and the owners with this ownership in place. It's all
on strikers.
It's all on strikers, and we don't have any strikers. I mean, we have Allaire who gets no service, and finally had a goal against Southampton, first good match he's played in a while. But it's all on strikers. I mean, and the guys we brought in, Ayew and Caleri and Zaza, and I don't know.
Zaza.
They should start Masuaku.
Bring him back. He play like shit. We love him.
And you know what? That's a good point, Sully. I mean, maybe they should start Masuaku.
Just strictly for pace. I mean, if anything else.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we do like 3 at the back. I mean, well, Pellegrini would never do that. I don't know.
We don't have a good enough personnel in the back to only go 3.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on what you do with your midfield, right? I mean, you'd have to have like Declan in an even more defensive role than he's in now, or I mean, you could go crazy and put him at center back with Balbuena, and maybe you put like somebody like Issa on the right back. I mean, could he play there? I don't see why not.
See, but the problem with that is though, if you put 3 in the back line and you're trying to push the wingers up, then you're muddying the midfield. And then 2, the way that Palace plays, they're going to pin back those fullbacks, and it's going to be cross after cross into the middle. So I don't know if I particularly like a 3-5-2 setup against Palace. I think I would prefer the 4-4-2 empty bucket with the 2 holding midfielders. But I mean, fuck, man, I live in Fresno. What the fuck do I know?
No, I think it's really.
You probably know where the best crack dealers are.
Oh my god, I know where all the crack dealers are.
Is Fresno like rough? I don't know. I don't know much about Fresno.
So Fresno is like the butt of every joke. So like if they're in a movie and they're like was in Captain America: First Avenger, right? When Captain America's letting all the people out of the freaking cells, one of the guys turns to the Korean dude and he goes, "What? We're just letting everybody out now?" And he goes, "I'm from Fresno, Ace," and he holds up his dog tag. So it's like everything. There's a movie called like In Love with Fresno or something like that, and it's about like women that clean like whorehouses. I don't know, man. It's something different. It's when I moved here about a little less than 10 years ago, and I moved from Syracuse, New York, which is like the 8th best place to live in the entire United States. And then I moved here, and we were the drunkest city in America. So
that's because you moved here, right? That was
more power to you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least when I came here, then it became the drunkest city in America. So
Right, there you go.
Tebow just paid Sully the very highest compliment, saying he looked
I saw that too. That's pretty funny.
The man, the legend. I don't know. I'm not really sure if I see it, but I've never met you in person, so it's hard to say. I've only seen you on like a screen about this big. So it's
right.
Liam, I think your point about 3-5-2 against Palace is good. It doesn't matter. Pellegrini never played anyway. It doesn't make. You know how he is. It's not going to make any difference.
If it was Moyes, he would.
Well, if it was Moyes,
if it was Moyes, he'd play 3-5-2.
Yeah, I mean, I would bring Moyes in for the rest of the season. I wouldn't say he wants to sign long term. That's
to clean the toilets, maybe.
Hey, John Calendar, suck my balls.
Wait, is John? I thought John lived in England. Is John like? Has he got opinions about American cities? I didn't even know he was.
I don't know if he does or doesn't, but his opinions suck.
He probably flew into the airport in Philly.
The airport does kind of suck, Mark. You have to admit. It's not great. It's not great. Other than that, whatever. Mark is gone. Mark is full Philly tonight. How tall are you, Sally? You as tall as Carlton Cole?
6'5".
Oh, gee.
Oh, yeah, you're 6'5"?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
God.
6'5" and
Wait.
got a size 15 boot.
Good Lord.
Wait.
Oh, sure, brag.
That's true. The size of my torso.
I was gonna say that is you're like all
Wait.
you're like almost a foot taller than I am, so we don't need to get into the significance of the rest of that.
No.
Yeah. Oh, this makes sense. Okay, Mark. Okay. This makes sense. He's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, he's from Pittsburgh. Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have any beef with you, dude.
He's from Schittsburg.
That's why. Well, I don't know if there's a whole Pittsburgh Philly thing. They're not in football, really, but
Not for me.
In hockey, there is.
Yeah, what the fuck do I care about Pittsburgh? I don't know what his
hockey. That's true. I don't know if you're a Flyers fan, but Penguins and
I'm a
Flyers,
big Flyers fan.
that's a pretty legit rivalry, actually. Penguins and Flyers. Yeah, that's true.
I don't care that much about hockey, honestly.
Well,
He's
Not anymore. It's boring now. It was more fun back in the 70s when the Flyers won everything and killed
Our
everybody.
street bullies.
Yes.
yeah, I'm not old enough to remember that, Wayne. But
Yeah, my mum went out with the major enforcer, Reggie Leach.
Wait,
really,
Yeah.
your mother went out with Reggie Leach?
you're on a date?
Yeah, for quite a while. I used to go to all the Flyers games.
Are
That's
you serious? Your dad was almost Reggie Leach?
Yeah.
Dude, that would be amazing.
and my next door neighbor was Gary Dornhofer.
Wait. Your mother went out with Okay, wait. This is after you were born, right?
Yeah, this is when I was about I guess I was 9 or 10, something like that.
Oh, okay.
10 or 11.
So this was like your parents had split up and shit. Okay, got you now. That makes
Yeah, Reggie taught me how to play ice hockey, which is why at the age of 10 I had the nickname of ball breaker. He said to me, "You're not very talented, kid." He says, "So next time you go for a face-off, just look the guy right in the eye and bring the stick up between his legs."
Oh, yeah, that's
He
great.
said, "You'll never miss a face-off again."
that
and I
is
didn't.
that is proper hockey right there.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know what? Let's do like 5 more minutes if you guys don't mind. Let's just do a fun thing. What do you
another
want?
60 minutes? Fuck it.
Huh?
Do another 60 minutes. Fuck
Well,
it.
Why
yeah,
can't I've got an 8-year-old I have to make sure goes to bed.
I'm off for the next 2 weeks. I don't care what we do. I don't go to work until January 7th. That doesn't matter to me. I can stay on here all night, I guess. But what do you guys want for Christmas? What's on your Christmas? It can be West Ham or not West Ham. What's your Christmas wish?
Ooh.
Let's go backwards. Wayne, what do you want for Christmas? Hair?
Well, first of all, Christmas is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Wait, your
on
birthday's on
Wayne.
Christmas?
Yeah, and I'd love hair as long as it's not like yours, Lee.
Oh, what? Yo, come
Whoa.
on.
What, you don't like Lee's Vidal Sassoon hair? That's fucking. It's glorious. It's
Well,
glorious.
no.
That is Braveheart glorious hair,
This
bro.
is all I have. The
But
only thing
Lee has the option to change his hair. Wayne has no option. That's why he's
Oh, I got plenty of options. It's called paint.
the only thing my family gave me was hair. All right, we have heart disease, we have diabetes, we have all this. But the only thing I got that was good was hair. That's it.
I got more hair on my balls than Lee's got on his head. I'm not worried.
Believe that.
Oh yeah, I'd like a ball trimming kit. Actually, that's probably what I need. Is so I can manicure myself.
You're gonna manscape.
Yeah, a
You're gonna
manscaping
manscaper?
kit. That's what I need. A
It
manscaping.
actually exists. I'm pretty sure it's called Lawnmower 2.0. You should Google it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I tried the old. What was that thing they used to cut your hair with that sucks as well? That's a lot of fun.
Oh, man.
No, okay. So
No, but seriously, I'd like a nice bottle of 16-year-old Jameson.
Ooh.
So Wayne wants a 16-year-old for Christmas.
That's
16-year-old whiskey
Oh,
for Christmas because I have no pie in the sky connotations of what the
Wait,
season's
cut
going to be
out-
like.
I think you said a 16-year-old named James, from what I could hear.
No, Jameson.
Okay. I'm good.
I wouldn't steal your boyfriend, Ray.
That's a good one. That's excellent. Yes, very well done. So your birthday's December 25th, Christmas. Beals is Christmas Eve.
So's my son.
Mine was 2 days ago.
Oh wow,
October 20th. So we have three Christmas babies.
we all get ripped off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's the best time of year to have a birthday. I love it. I love it.
I,
love
before this, I was literally downstairs wrapping my son's birthday presents in different wrapping paper than the fucking Christmas presents.
There you go. When's your son's
That way
birthday?
they were separated.
When's your son? Oh, we lost Wayne. He got mad and left. When's your son's birthday?
Tuesday, Christmas Eve. So
okay.
Same as Neil. So Neil in the chat room, his is Christmas Eve as well. So yeah, we got.
I love having a birthday around Christmas. Even as a kid, I liked it. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's going to parties. Everybody's in a good mood. Yeah, it's a good time of year to have it. All right, so Wayne, I don't know if he's coming back or not. I think I upset him. Liam, what do you want for Christmas? What's your wish?
I think you brought it up like it was like 2 weeks ago. You said you wanted Brexit to happen so the prices would drop. So that way we could get shit from the team store and it would be close to what we would spend. There is like a peacoat jacket. It's fresh as hell. But it's like 75 pounds and I'm just not prepared to spend $100 plus
shipping, which is crazy.
Yeah, the shipping charges, import fees, all that shit. So I don't know. I kind of like that, but I'll be honest. I've been ransacking eBay to pick up as much West Ham gear as I can because anytime we have a rough season, people unload that shit like
yes they do. Yes they do.
Up on the cheap, man. It's like everything behind me. It's eBay, man. You can find fucking everything.
I love eBay. I've bought a lot of West Ham stuff on eBay over the years, and then you know what else you can do? You can buy old West Ham shirts and pretend you bought them back then. And
right.
Be like, oh yeah, I bought this back in like '94.
God, you're right. Right. No, I think the first kit I bought that was like the same year it came out was the 2009-2010 kit.
Yeah.
The SBO BET with the collar on it.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
It's still like my favorite kit, but
that's a nice one. I like that one.
Yeah, but it was the first one I could buy this season that it actually came out. Everything else has been in arrears. Other than this season, I actually bought the home kit this year, so it was the first time.
I haven't bought a kit yet this year. I usually buy them at the end of the season when they go on sale. I'm cheap that way. Sully, what's your Christmas wish?
I don't know. I'm not really one to like ask for things really. I'm kind of one of those ones that, oh, that looks nice. Make plans to get it for myself down the road.
That's nice. I'm a bitch.
No, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not prepared for this question.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Just I don't know. A great day. I guess a good end of the year. I guess I don't know. I'm kind of boring when it comes to this kind of stuff.
That's all right. I mean, nobody can shop for you because apparently,
right? Yeah, I could barely shop for myself, man.
So it's understandable.
Finding pants is a task. You try to go out and find a 36, you can never find that.
Dude,
your waist is like the size of my waist, but you're almost a foot taller than I am. That's good to know.
Oh shit,
that's great. That's great. I love that.
Ellie, let's just put you in the box with Hilaire. Just fucking cross it in. One of you guys is gonna get a head on it. Christ,
he would terrify everybody.
I'll do it for free too.
Right?
Regular Peter Crouch, but way scarier.
Right. Oh yeah, no, Peter Crouch had one of the best quotes I've ever heard of, and he somebody was interviewing him said, "What would you be if you were a footballer?" And he said, "A virgin."
Pure genius.
He's one of my. You know what? He's one of my favorite non-West Ham players. I have to admit. There are guys you just like because you like him. Like he's like Robbie Savage, even though he never played for West Ham. He was kind of a punk, but I liked him. Yeah. There's a few players over the years I've liked, and he's one of them who never played for West Ham, but I liked him anyway. Just not. Mark, other than the EAGLES winning, well, I guess they're probably going to win the NFC East.
Winning the Super Bowl?
No, what do you want for Christmas, though, right? I mean, what's
I was only going to say that so that everyone would have to drink in the trap.
Oh, well, you know what? Okay, fine.
As long as the Eagles don't win Boxing Day.
Drink. Roll the drinks.
My lovely wife and I, who loves me so much that when she comes home and she sees me this fucking drunk, she might slip my nuts off. We're looking for a house. We're house hunting, so I wish that we find a house that she loves and that it works out okay. That's my wish.
You know where there's a lot of big houses for very reasonable prices? Dallas, Texas.
I heard that they were going to bomb that place because it was so useless to American society.
Yeah, you can get a lot of land. It's like, kind of kind of barren. There's a lot going on, but you get a lot of land for not much. So just saying, take a look. You can always be a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, I'm not interested in cow tipping or chewing on straw or anything like that.
Cow tip? No. They cow tip in places where you won't get shot for cow tipping, right? You can cow tip in like Wisconsin. You touch somebody's cows in Texas, you take your life in your hands. Believe me. So just saying.
All right, I think it was Sally.
What the fuck was that? That was horrible.
That was weird. It muted it it muted itself on my screen. I have no idea why that happened.
Nice.
Yeah, I would blame Dallas.
Lee's still muted too. There we go.
There you go.
That was me doing that because it started making this weird noise. I was trying to figure out who it was. No, I'm only kidding, Mike. I hope you guys find a great house. It's a hard process. We looked at about 80 houses before we bought our house, and it was a long and grueling process. So I feel for you, and I hope it goes well. I just want peace for Christmas. That's all I really want. Just peace and
that's such a dude answer.
love and kindness. That's it. Peace and love.
Can't we all get along?
And one of those Iron Maiden West Ham shirts that sold out in like 20 minutes online.
Yeah.
I got to get one of those. No,
It's on the site again.
apparently they run small. Okay, so I need a big one because I'm not as big as I used to be. Right, I've lost a lot of weight in the last year, but they run small and they run small like up here. So I got to get one that's big enough. But that peace, love, brotherhood of man, and that Iron Maiden West Ham shirt. But mostly the Iron Maiden West Ham shirt. All the other stuff, whatever. It's a lot to pull off. So
Right.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, sorry, John. Didn't mean to blow you out there, but Wayne never came back. I guess we ran him off successfully.
Wally, I'm moving to the burbs. Fact.
No.
That's where we're looking.
Nice.
By the way, Wayne, Lee, I'm trying to buy one of those American Hammer scarves, but I can't figure it out on the website.
Oh, there's supposed. You know what? I'll get back to you when we're done, or we can talk right after we get done here. I thought the link worked, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's why nobody's bought one in a long time. Maybe the link doesn't work anymore. Well, that would make a lot of sense as to why we're not selling very many of them if the link doesn't work. All right, I'll check it when we're done, and I'll fix that if it's not fixed. So apologies for that. Sorry, Tim. We haven't been sold these scarves. It might be my fault. Anyway, all right. So Wayne and Dallas, we want to thank him for being with us wherever he went. I don't know. He's gone off into the ether. Liam in Fresno. I remember this time.
Nice. Well done. Nice.
Kelly in Sacramento, and Mark in where were you again, Mark?
Philly, baby! Woo!
Mark in Philly, feeling victorious, and everybody in the chat room. Obviously, Wally, Gabe, Neil, John, all the Johns, John Callard, John Nolan, Thomas Longren's here. A lot of people here. We had a Chilean hammer here. Our Chilean hammers here who have been very adamant about getting Pellegrini out, which is interesting because he's Chilean. So I'm glad you guys were here. Ray from England at 2:30 in the morning, so 3:30 in the morning. Always glad to have all you guys here. Tomorrow night, I think Tim said 8 p.m. Before he left. There's what's it called? American Hammers and Friends or something like that. Anyway, and Katie's here too. Hey, Katie, it's good to see you. It's always nice to see Katie here.
Last entry.
So Katie just drops in right at the end.
Let's go, Katie. Have a drink. Have one. Give me one, Katie. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles!
We love Katie. She's one of our favorites. Yeah, she's one of our favorites. Although I'm thinking we got too many Philly people on this network now. So
Yeah, I guess I'm filtering it out.
I started a cult. This is a cult.
You didn't start it though. It's been a cult for a long time. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. Everybody, if you celebrate Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate something else, enjoy yourself. Whatever you do, don't really care. Have fun. And so we will be back here on. I don't know if we're gonna do an OG debate on Wednesday night because it's Christmas night. I kind of doubt it. I sort of doubt it. But we'll ask Tim. But we'll see. But tomorrow night is a short 8 o'clock. We'll see about Wednesday night. We'll definitely be back here on Sunday night next week to hopefully talk about a big victory over Palace on Boxing Day. And do we play again after that? We do, don't we?
Yeah, we
Mhm.
got the 26th, the 28th, and then the first. I want to
Yeah,
say.
so it's Palace and Leicester, right? Isn't it
Yeah,
Palace?
Palace,
Palace,
Leicester, and then
Leicester.
Bournemouth. So yeah, they're
Right,
all
so
pretty
it's-
close.
So before we meet again, we will be
All these stones for Palace.
yeah, Palace and Leicester. So anyway, could get real rough. Anyway, we'll see. But yeah, thanks guys for being with us. Everybody in the chat room, thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow night. And I say, come on, you Irons.
Come
on,
on,
you
you
Lions.
Lions.
Go Birds!
Get out of here.